Hello and welcome back to an all-new episode of the Couch Brotato Podcast. My name is Russ, and with me, as always, is my partner in crime, my co-host, Mr. Adam Lincourt. Adam, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going great. Very, very good. How about you?
Good. Very hectic schedule the last couple weeks. Suns in baseball, and between makeup games, tournament games, practices, it seems like my time has either been at work or something to do with baseball. So that is why this episode has been delayed, because it seems like I never got a moment's peace.
Yeah, I can commiserate there. There's just been a lot of work going on, but I just got back from a week off. I'm feeling pretty refreshed, but it's always refreshing to talk about movies. So.
Yeah. A vacation seems fucking amazing right now, which it's not in the cards for me anytime soon. But hey, you want to tell them what we're covering today on the big show?
Yeah, we are covering The Rock, something that we've already done on the podcast as a watch along episode, a long play episode, but not in this format. And the reason why we decided to do it roundabout now is because back on June 7th, this movie turned 30.
That's right. And I also got to meet Nicolas Cage at a comic book convention a couple weeks ago in Indy, the one time I had a moment to myself. So that was kind of like also the reason why I wanted to do a Nicolas Cage movie too.
Yeah. I think you gave me a few Nicolas Cage movies to pick from, and this ended up being the sweet spot. This ended up being the one. So
yeah, this is probably my personal favorite Nicolas Cage movie, and that's saying something because he's got a lot of really kick-ass movies he's done in his illustrious career.
I see what you did there.
Actually, I didn't even pick up on that until you started laughing. I'm like, okay, yeah, he did the movie called Kick-Ass. But yeah, it's probably my favorite. A lot of it has to do with a lot of it's just the chemistry with him and Sean Connery. Sean Connery seems to have that. He just has this thing where he just has this impeccable chemistry with his like co-stars. I mean, he proved that in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade as well. But yeah, this movie is peak 90s action for me. What was the first time you got to see The Rock? Did you watch it in theaters, or was this more of a down the road when you got older?
This is down the road when I got older. I ended up watching this, I believe, at my friend's house. My friend Chris and I watched a whole bunch of movies over a weekend.
Shout out Chris.
Castaway being one of them. We watched The Rock, and Armageddon, I think, was the third one. So
damn, 2 out of 3 Bruckheimers.
Yeah, so it was a fun weekend. Castaway kind of was a bummer, but we started off with that one. So
okay, so you got it out of the way early. Okay,
right, yeah. But that was my first introduction to it, and I have enjoyed it ever since. I believe this last time that I've watched it is only the 4th time that I've seen it total. So it's not a movie that I've gone back to a lot.
I remember the first time I seen this. There was a family in Springfield, the Checkers family, and they owned a bunch of movie theaters in the Miami Valley area. And they had, I don't know why we were possessed to go, but me and like 2 of my buddies I always went to movies with, we wanted to go to, they had a cinema in Fairborn, and this place was a fucking dump. I mean, seats, like, they had the old, like, fold-down seats. Seats were coming apart. Floors super sticky. No, it wasn't that kind of movie theater before. I know at least one person thought that, but just from where people would spill shit all over the floor and never clean it up. Just an absolute dive. But I remember they had The Rock playing there, and I told my buddies, like, listen, if we're going to go to this theater, this is the movie to go to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So seen it. Absolutely loved it. And it's one of those movies that it seemed like for a long time was always on like TNT or TBS or FX or some like one of the cable stations, and you'd always catch it at some point, almost on a weekly
Mhm.
basis.
Yeah, I can see that. In fact, I think I remember it on on those channels quite a bit. I never picked it up and watched it on TV, but I honestly, the way that I am now, I probably would.
That is like many of the movies we do on here. It's like
Mhm.
I maybe have seen this movie in its entirety, maybe 4 or 5 times, but I think piecemealing it together over the years on off cable,
Mhm.
even with this like most of the content edited, I still like I've probably seen it 20 more times after that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'd always catch
And
it like
this
at a
is
really cool
very.
part. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say this is very much one of those movies in that kind of action movie wheelhouse. Like you said, it's a quintessential '90s action movie. It has all of the cheese of what you would expect an action movie of the '90s to have. Um, like really gritty exposition with two guys talking about like, oh, we can't break him out of jail, we can't do it, and it's just kind of cliche, but uh, man, is it good watching.
Oh yeah, dude. This
Yeah.
is I had a term, I'm sure I've probably stolen it for somebody, but back in my early 20s, I this isn't no secret. I was a bit of a partier, so I would always go out on the weekends. I'd always come home the next day super hungover. This is a fucking hangover movie. Like you just sit down,
Yeah.
like I feel like shit. I'm gonna order some real fucking greasy food to settle my stomach, and I'm just gonna veg out and watch fucking movies all day. And this is one of those movies
Yeah.
that for sure, like I would muster up the strength to throw my DVD player
Yeah.
and watch it.
Yep.
But yeah, man, you're right though. I mean, it's got a lot of like the late '80s, like '90s, like action cliches. But man, just I think the script is pretty strong. But like I said, this movie
Mhm.
is the three main leads. I think carry this movie. I mean, Cage, which is weird. He is coming off an Oscar win for Leaving Las Vegas, which he plays like an author who's basically drinking to kill himself. He's just slowly dying just due to alcoholism. And then he wins an Oscar for that. And he decides the next thing he's going to do is he's going to jump into the action movie business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Which I was gonna say, which he excels in. Let's just be honest. Nick Cage is great in action flicks.
yeah, I know I was reading some of the, doing some of the research that a lot of people told him that he wouldn't be a very good fit for the genre because of how quirky of an actor that he is.
Mhm.
But I think that quirkiness kind of made him stand out compared to some of
Yeah.
his contemporaries. Like, like Schwarzenegger, was always kind of like the wisecracking, like just killing machine, and Stallone was always invincible. And like, Willis was kind of like the wisecracking, but he was also kind of like the average Joe in an action situation. Whereas Nicolas Cage is kind
Yeah.
of like if me or you were put in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah. And it works because I think we had Bruce Willis. It's coming off of Bruce Willis a little bit.
Hmm.
So I think that's one of the reasons why it works so well. I think like if this movie came out like right after Schwarzenegger or Stallone hit, it probably wouldn't work as well with Nick Cage as the lead.
Mm.
But yeah, I think coming off of Die Hard, it works really well because we've already seen the everyman in that situation. Now we're seeing the slightly lower tier everyman in that
Well, yeah, we just
situation.
now we gotta tweak that. Like this guy's kind of a nerd,
Yeah,
basically, that has
yeah,
no business being in
yeah,
this environment, but yet here he is.
yeah. It's Die Hard on Alcatraz.
Which, speaking of that, I think this is like the last because like right after Die Hard, it was just that was like the action movie formula for years. Was like let's do Die Hard in a like on a plane, Die Hard on a
Yeah,
bus, Die Hard on a cruise ship. which no one wanted that, and I don't know why they thought that was a good idea anyways, but all these different diehards on a scenario, and I think that period ends with this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know if you would call it Die Hard in a prison, Die Hard in a tourist attraction, Die Hard on an island, whatever. But I think that this was like the last, it's for sure the last great version of that.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
And also got Sean Connery. I think this is the last great Sean Connery movie. I mean, he had some box office hits. Like, I think he did Entrapment after this. He had Finding Forrester.
Mm-hmm.
But he's kind of winding down because I think he retires 5 or 6 years later, if I'm not mistaken. It was after the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Which that was, 2000? I don't know.
Early 2000s, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember that movie too much. I just remember watching it once and hating it. But yeah, I think this is the last great Connery performance.
Yeah.
2003 is when the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen came out.
Okay.
But man, what a capper on a career for this guy.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, we'll get into it a little bit later, but it kind of taps on some other roles that he had, I think so.
But yeah, man, this movie just is fucking amazing. I didn't have it in our Rob Gordon top 5, but I think for me, I consider the 90s the golden age of action movies. There really wasn't too many of them in the 70s. The 80s, they started to become a thing, but like, I think the 90s is when it peaks. And I think this one is probably in the top 10 of that era. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Just a fantastic movie. But want to get into some categories now?
Oh, for sure.
Let's dig into The Rock a little bit. The Tale of the Tape. Well, actually, no, let's go back. If you're wondering, if you haven't seen this movie, first off, I don't know what your problem is. Go out, watch it right now. But in case you're wondering, what in the fuck is The Rock all about? A highly decorated, retired U.S. Marshal or Marine General, fucking IMDb, seizes a stockpile of chemical weapons and takes over Alcatraz with 81 tourists as hostages on the San Francisco Bay Isle. His demand? Restitution to the families of soldiers who died in covert operations. The response? An elite Navy SEAL team with support from an FBI chemical warfare expert and a former Alcatraz escapee is assembled to penetrate the terrorist defenses on the island and neutralize the threat before time runs out.
Is what the fuck it is about.
Detail the tape. The Rock is rated R, released on June the 7th, 1996. This stars Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, Ed Harris, Michael Biehn, William Forsythe, John Spencer, David Morse, and this has got to be like the all-star team of like just that guy actors.
Yeah, and it's a lot of all-star team of that guy actors. It's not star-studded per se, but it's,
there's a lot of people that you would recognize.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah.
This is directed by Michael Bay. Rotten Tomatoes score of 76% from critics, 85% from audiences. The critical consensus: for visceral thrills, it can't be beat. Just don't expect The Rock to engage your brain. Box office, the budget was $75 million and it grossed $335 million worldwide, making this the fourth highest grossing movie of 1996.
Wow.
This was nominated for Best Sound at the 69th Annual Academy Awards, but it lost to The English Patient.
Well, Oh, well.
And you can currently watch The Rock on HBO Max.
Yep.
So
Where I
after you
watched.
listen to this episode, head on over to HBO Max. Give it a spin.
It's really good.
I think it's all right. Fair to Midland.
Yeah. We'll give it the Brotato score later, but I think that it's pretty good. It's my unofficial opinion.
No, it's official.
It is official.
Did you know this is some fun and interesting facts and tidbits about the production of The Rock? This was the last film produced by the legendary producing team of Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. Don Simpson did die during the production, and they dedicated the film to him. Which, for those of you that are not familiar with this team, they pretty much produced like some of the most iconic action movies of the 80s and 90s. They did Top Gun. They did Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2. They did Days of Thunder. But Don Simpson especially was also notorious for his cocaine habit, which if you see some of the movies of some of his movies from the 80s, especially, you could tell like somebody's on coke doing this, because like I would have never thought of this as a sober person. But I was when I was researching this too, I guess the plan was that they were going to split up after this movie anyways. They were going to go out on their own. So,
I mean, I know that when we did Caddyshack, there was a per diem for coke. That was one of my fun facts from the cocaine corner.
Oh, dude, the 80s, man.
Yeah.
Just some of the wild ass ideas that come out of the 80s.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's also responsible, I think, for a lot of people like burning out. Like I know Scorsese his career got derailed for a time because of his drug habit. And then he didn't really get it back together till like, I'd say 90, really.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they were a notorious producing team. And Jerry Bruckheimer, of course, has gone on to still produce billion-dollar movie franchises. He did the Pirates movies. He did Top Gun Maverick, National Treasure, Armageddon. So yeah, chances are if it's an action movie, the lightning bolts you see at the beginning of an action movie, especially anything that came out under the Disney umbrella, that's a Jerry Bruckheimer movie.
Yep, lightning bolt with like it lights up a tree or something like that.
Yeah, and it goes into like a road.
Yeah. Yep.
Now I couldn't figure out what role they actually offered him. From what I've seen, it was both, but Arnold Schwarzenegger was offered the lead in this, but he turned it down because he didn't like the script. And then during a Reddit Ask Me Anything, he said he regretted turning this movie down.
Oh, yeah, I would too. Heck yeah.
But I can't really see Schwarzenegger in either one of these roles.
No. I was part of Her Majesty's Secret Service in the Army.
Now, for the record, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger is a very charismatic actor. He couldn't have been the biggest star of the late 80s into the mid 90s without being super charismatic. But Sean Connery has a certain swagger about him that nobody else has.
Agreed.
And he is
100%.
He is Connering this the fuck up the entire time. Like he is just oozing fucking charisma through this. And like
he's rizzing up everyone, as the kids would say.
The Sean Connery's Riz game is like a 10 out of 10, or what? No, kids would say 100, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know.
Riz game is at 100.
Guys,
he's the Rizzler.
I'm 47 years old. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Neither do I, to be honest.
But yeah, Schwarzenegger, I don't think this movie turns out to be nearly as good.
No, not in the slightest.
Nicolas Cage signed on to do this movie just to work with Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. He said that he felt their movies had a timely sensibility about them.
Okay. Not sure about that, but I agree with everything else.
The rest of my fun facts, with the exception of one, have a lot to do with Sean Connery. Reportedly, Sean Connery accepted the part of Mason after he found out Nicolas Cage had been cast as Stanley Goodspeed.
Okay. I would feel, if I was Nick Cage, I would feel good about that.
Oh, yeah. This one is fucking awesome. I guess it was a very tense shoot. And there was a lot of like hostility between Michael Bay and was this a Touchstone or a Hollywood Pictures movie? I can't remember. It's one of the Disney subsidiaries.
Yeah, I think it's Touchstone. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that, but
I guess apparently Disney was not liking the way production was coming along, and I guess it was causing Michael Bay a lot of undue stress. So, I guess on the commentary track for the Criterion Collection DVD of The Rock, which in itself is just mind blowing. The Criterion Collection is an art house DVD distributor. They typically will focus on like prestige films and like art house type fare, but for some reason I remember they did Armageddon, which has the best DVD commentary of all time, the Ben Affleck, Michael Bay commentary.
Yeah.
They did RoboCop and they did The Rock, which definitely none of those movies fit into the Criterion mindset, but I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But during his commentary on the Criterion DVD, Bay says that he recalls a time he was preparing to leave the set for a meeting with the executives and was approached by Sean Connery in golfing attire. Which
okay,
I've heard stories over the last couple of months where Sean Connery is on set a lot of times in golf attire, or he's even filmed scenes in golf attire. I guess I seen a clip of Andy Garcia on the Rich Eisen show, and he was talking. Rich Eisen asked him a question about his time on The Untouchables, and I guess there was a very heated scene between Sean Connery's character and Andy Garcia's character, and Sean Connery from his neck to his waist is wearing Jimmy Malone's, I think it was the sweater, but
yeah,
I guess under it he's wearing a pair of knickers, high socks, and golf cleats. And I guess as soon as he was done filming that scene, he was done for the day and he was going to go play golf.
Well, I mean, it's better than filming the scene without anything from the waist down because it's hot. So he's done that before too.
I guess Sean Connery approached him in his golfing attire. He asked Michael Bay where he was heading, and he told him that he had a meeting with executives. And I guess Connery asked if he could tag along. So when he walked into the conference room, the story goes, I guess the executives were shell-shocked when they seen Sean Connery appear with Michael Bay. And I guess during the meeting, Sean Connery stood up for him and told him that he was doing a great job and he should be left alone. And I guess after that, Disney left Michael Bay alone.
Trust Sean Connery.
Man. I guess apparently Sean Connery wanted a cabin built on Alcatraz so he didn't have to go from Alcatraz back into the city every day during production. He just wanted to stay on the island. And this was after he was turned down to have his yacht docked on Alcatraz.
Go figure. I want my yacht docked on Alcatraz, please, so I don't have to go back.
But I guess apparently they did build him a cabin. and he reluctantly traveled back and forth from Alcatraz to the Hyatt Hotel in San Francisco. Poor guy.
I was gonna say, love Sean Connery to death. That's a little bit of a prima donna right there. Just a tad.
I mean, are you honestly going to tell him, like, oh, no, we're not doing that?
Yeah. Who can tell Sean Connery? It's like when they send Nick Cage in to convince him to go to Alcatraz in the movie. It's just art imitating life.
The last one I got, Quentin Tarantino was an uncredited screenwriter on this movie, along with Jonathan Hensley and Aaron Sorkin.
Okay.
I don't know what dialogue they would have punched up, especially Aaron Sorkin. I didn't really pay it because Aaron Sorkin has a very distinct style of screenwriting, and like, there's nothing in here that, like, man, that sounds a lot like Sorkin.
Yeah, I couldn't pick anything out.
But I know I remember Tarantino had done a couple of uncredited screenwrites. I think he did it for Crimson Tide as well, which you can listen to on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Cheap plug of the episode, 26 minutes in. Slipping.
Yeah.
Slipping,
We've also done Indiana Jones, which we've mentioned, and Caddyshack, which we've also mentioned on the podcast. Go listen to those podcasts as well.
That's true. And we did a James Bond Hall of Fame episode, who was played famously by Sean Connery. You can also listen to that on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast.
We'll just throw them all in all at once.
Yeah, just the cheap plug dump. That's all I got. You got anything?
Yeah, got a few things here. So this is what I was alluding to earlier about pulling from his other roles. He definitely has swagger in almost everything that he plays, but Sean Connery exhibits such a swagger in that you could barely tell that he wasn't James Bond.
Well, there was have you ever heard that fan theory that this was like...
That's what I was gonna...
Oh, go ahead.
That's my fun fact. So there is a fan theory that this is James Bond. And he was in the United States stealing secrets for Her Majesty's Secret Service, and the United States government captured him. First of all, cool fan theory, but it's got a couple of holes. One is he was supposedly arrested in 1962, which is actually the time that he was supposed to be Bond. I think that was his first movie was in 62. If I'm not mistaken.
Well, I'll look it up while you're...
I was going to say, I thought I had that on here as one of my fun facts, but I guess I don't. But also, he would have had to have gotten captured in 1983. And the movie would have to have been set in 2013 for the timeline to match up. Because Never Say Never Again was 83.
1962 was the first Bond movies, Dr. No.
Yeah. Which he's supposedly arrested in 62 in this film. Which is, I don't know if that's a nod to it or not, but that's pretty cool. So yeah, there's a couple of holes in the Bond fan theory, but I would also like to think that this isn't true, because how awful would it be for James Bond to be locked up for 30 years? Like, that's not fun. That's not a fun way to go. There are other things that you could do with the Bond character to put his character to an end, but trapping him for 3 decades is just not great. So
yeah, they figured that out. They figured that out in 2022, but I'll digress.
Yeah, they did. But yeah, cool fan theory, but I'd like to say that it's not true. This movie is one of Guillermo del Toro's favorite movies.
Really?
Academy Award-winning filmmaker. Yep. And then having This is my next one. Having undergone an intensive workout regime to prepare for his role, Nick Cage was disappointed to hear that there were no shirtless scenes in the script. And he kept bugging Michael Bay to put one in because he worked so hard. Until one day, he just arrived on set wearing only a pair of pink and blue Speedos. And then Michael Bay was like, fine, let's shoot it. Come on. So that's why we get Nick Cage shirtless at the beginning of the film.
What was it? Was that the VX gas or the scene where the baby has the poisonous gas, or is that when him and Carla are getting it on the roof? Or no, when he's playing the guitar.
He's playing the guitar.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Which actually, going into that too, that whole thing where he buys the Beatles album was like a quirk of Nick Cage's that he incorporated into that character because he got sick of CDs, so he started buying albums too. Now every hipster known to man buys albums now if you're a music fan.
They are really great. Not gonna lie, love me a good album like that, but you can get lossless audio now, so I'm not too worried about getting everything on vinyl.
I'm the prick that has a music subscription that doesn't support musicians anymore, but
I'm trying to do my own music stuff on my own media server, so hopefully that works out for me.
Hey, I'm just a working class stiff supporting a family. I don't have the money to go buy a high quality audio system because I just said that hipsters do that. But you bet your fucking ass that if I had the money to do it, I would have the same setup. So.
Oh no, I would too. I would buy so much useless stuff just because I could.
Oh yeah.
This is the first time that Nicolas Cage and Ed Harris played hero and villain. The next time would be in National Treasure: Book of Secrets.
Oh shit, that's right. Ed Harris is in that too.
Mm-hmm. He's the villain. Yeah. Sort of has the same kind of goals as well. Mm-hmm. Now that I think about it. And then, as you said, this movie's part of the Criterion Collection. I also had that. Spine number 108 in the Criterion Collection. The production initially used heated water for the comfort of the actors in the scenes where they're in the water. They wanted it so that the actors, wouldn't film longer, that sort of thing, but they didn't realize that it's an easier breeding environment for infections, and so several cast and crew members got sick. You make the water warmer and then leave it stagnant and then make it warm again, you're just going to have a nasty bog.
Wasn't that a Connery, demand he wanted the water to be a certain temperature?
I think so, yeah. And yeah, so that's pretty much all the fun facts that I had.
Yeah, I think I remember reading something about he wanted it to be a certain temperature too, and that caused a lot of people to get sick.
Yeah. Yep.
Just fucking pulling his dick out, man. Just like, I've got the biggest dick in the yard. The Martin Scorsese This Is Cinema Award for the best scene of the movie. A lot of great set pieces in this one. Not going to be any dialogue or any monologue sequences. It's pretty much going to be awesome action sequences. Yeah. So I'm curious to see what your favorite scene of the movie is.
My favorite scene of the movie is I'm including the parts leading up to it, but everything from where he dangles him off the balcony at the hotel to the end of the car chase. The car chase is my favorite sequence. It's so great.
It does have that that scene where the guy, which I know I've seen that guy in something before, I can't think of it, but where he gets fucking upset that his trolley car gets destroyed.
Yeah, and then Charlie stays way too long in the air while it's blowing up.
Yeah.
It's just like that signature Michael Bay explosion. And
Oh yeah, dude. Because
yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, he did Bad Boys right before this one.
mhm. Yeah. So it's just a great overall sequence, all the way down to the little details, like when he's driving through the car shop, uh, he drives through a window that says, "You wreck it, we fix it." And of course, right after he drives through the window, he wrecks the car.
I do like that brief exchange after he wrecks the Ferrari. And that
Yeah.
fucking guy goes, "Man, you just totaled your Ferrari." And he just looks at him and goes, "It's not mine." That guy just gets fucking blown away by how awesome that was.
Yeah.
I laugh every time I see that.
Yeah.
For me, I really like the sequence when the SEAL team makes their entrance into Alcatraz and they figure out where they're going to, like, they find a way to get in without being detected. And it turns out
Mhm.
they end up setting off the trip wire,
Yeah.
and they have that standoff between Harris's team and then Michael Biehn, who, for the record, man, that guy has like one is. I love Michael Biehn. I'm part of the Bean Hive. Love the guy. One of my favorite
Yeah.
character actors, but he's pretty much plays military people in everything that he does.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah, he does.
I just love that sequence where they've got him and he's like
Mhm.
Michael Bihn's team's like they're not backing down. And they're just
Yeah.
him and Harris are having that back and forth. They're just yelling at one another, and then the SEAL team unfortunately
Yeah.
meets their demise.
I I like Ed Harris as a villain. He's really great. I think that they tried a little bit too hard to make him likable because he didn't want to kill anybody in this movie.
Right.
Like that was the thing. He didn't have any follow through. And I think it was to make him relatable, make him likable, but I think it just overall made him a little bit weaker of a character, in
Right.
my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, once you've seen this numerous times, Ed Harris's character loses a little bit of his effectiveness as the main villain in this, because you kind of know he's not really going to do what he says he's going to do.
Yeah.
But I always just like that exchange, like Michael being even like he like, "Listen, I know why you're doing this, and like I totally support what you're doing, but I have to defend the Constitution.
Yeah.
You can't do this. This isn't right." And just I just love that whole, like, the
Yeah.
both leaders are kind of like conflicted, but they have their missions and they're like not going to let anything stand in the way of their job.
Hmm. Yep. And it just escalates to a shouting match where it's like stand down and like I'm not gonna stand down. Yeah, it's
I,
great. It's a great trade, and it's really sad for the SEAL team, but man, it's a good sequence that it has that tension in there the whole time, and you're like, oh, are they gonna die? Oh
mhm.
God, they're gonna die.
I
Yep,
do like the
great.
interrogation in the interrogation room when they free Mason out too, and then he does,
Hmm.
because I've always wondered if if you take a like the sharp end of a quarter, can you actually
Hmm.
cut glass with it? I've always wondered that. So if like there's a
I'm
MythBusters
yeah.
episode, please let me know.
I've watched several MythBusters episodes. I don't think I've ever seen that one. I hope there is one. That's great. Um, or I could just try it on something. I don't know if I have any panes of glass laying around.
I don't either.
I might
Maybe
have
one of
some.
these days I'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
But
We should try it.
I just like that sequence too, because it's kind of like you get Sean Connery and you get Nicolas Cage. You pretty much, it sums up their characters in that whole exchange, because
Yeah.
Goodspeed is definitely like just you know a science nerd, has no business doing anything that he's doing for this mission at all outside of helping them like figure out how to disarm
Mhm.
this gas. And then Sean Connery's like, okay, this is the guy that like you believe he's escaped from Alcatraz, and if shit has to go down, he can handle himself in a battle.
Yeah. I think that it's really weird coming off of this scene where Nick Cage, he left his gun in his sock drawer. He he didn't have one on him. He basically gave Sean Connery everything he wanted. And then it goes straight into the car chase scene. It's like, wait a second.
Well, he
I
gets
thought
his
you,
haircut, then he gets stuff.
yeah, haircut first, and then car chase scene. It's just like, where did this come from, Nick? Come on.
It does give me that line that I used to use quite a bit when I was younger. Whenever like one of our friends did something, like, joking around, like, oh, you actually did that. When he says, Womack, you piece of shit. We used to call each other that in that exact tone all the time. So bonus points for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, both great choices. I would probably say that the car chase scene through San Francisco, I'm going to give it to that. Simply because, like, I think San Francisco is a very underrated, like, movie location.
Yeah.
I mean, like, most movies are set in New York or LA, but San Francisco is fucking awesome. I mean, you've got like the hilly landscape, the hilly roads, like the landscape into the bay. Phenomenal movie location. So I'm going to give it to that.
Very underutilized location for sure.
Yeah, I almost in the Rob Gordon top 5, I almost put San Francisco as a movie location. Is it in the top 5? I would say yes, but I ultimately didn't do that. But yeah, I think The Rock is a top 5 San Francisco movie for sure.
Yeah.
Along with Mrs. Doubtfire, Bullet, and I'm probably missing a couple more. Oh yeah, I'm going to give Mrs. Doubtfire its flowers for sure.
Yeah.
The Andy Dufresne Get Busy Living or Get Busy Dying Award for the best or most quotable line from the movie. Now, for me personally, there is one that always tickles me in all the right spots. It's a bit juvenile. I mean, it comes out of the 90s, so it makes sense in that particular time frame. But for me, I'm going to give the best line of the movie is when the SEAL team lands on Alcatraz. Sean Connery has to remember the sequence in which the flames in the boiler room, which I don't understand why a barely operational prison, which is essentially a tourist attraction, still has a functional boiler room. But hey, that's a different conversation for a different time. But he has to remember the sequence in which the flames ignite. Mm-hmm. And then once he gets to the door, he opens up the door and he says, "Welcome to the Rock."
Yeah. Yep.
Which anytime I hear them mention the name of the movie in dialogue, I just, okay.
Yeah. It's one of those moments. It's like, oh, they said it. They said the thing. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm giving it to that. Although, honorable mention is when Sean Connery tells him, "Your best. Losers always say they'll give it their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen."
Carla was the prom queen. Really? Yeah.
See, I never noticed him reply back. I mean, I know he's Goodspeed replies back to Connery after he says that, but I never caught that Connery says something back until I watched it just the other day. It probably has a lot to do with the fact I've got a much better sound system than I'm accustomed to watching like these movies, but I never picked up on that till just his last viewing that he replies back to him after that.
So that was actually my favorite quote of the movie. That was the best line is, winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
My son graduates high school in 3 years, and I'm very tempted to have him put that as his high school yearbook quote.
I bet you can get him to do it too, just because there's cursing in it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
that's one of his favorite things to do is use profanity. Matter of fact, he got kicked off of a video game, Roblox, just last night for using profanity, and I get the emails.
Yeah,
come back to me like, says he was in violation of their code of conduct, and he when he got kicked out of the game, he filed he filed an appeal, and his appeal was, "I didn't mean to cuss. The kid was annoying. I am sorry."
Some people.
And his appeal
That's
got
great.
denied. But
It's like, no, you did it.
I'm
That's
gonna
great.
I'm gonna give it to the prom queen, simply because you just put something in my head now that may get my son in trouble, but also I gotta try. It's like, man,
Yeah.
what's the worst that can happen? You don't get
Right.
to walk, which he probably wouldn't do anyways. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to that. Although Welcome to the Rock does have the name of the title in the movie, in the line, but
It does.
we'll give it to
It
the prom
does.
queen.
Welcome. It's a great line.
Oh, agreed. Our next category, the McLovin Award.
I am McLovin.
You had it queued up that time. Great.
I did not actually. I just hit the button. I just brought it up.
Oh, okay.
So, the McLovin Award for the best or scene-stealing performance. You told me yours before we came on.
Mhm.
I think for the purposes of this category, I'll let you tell yours, and then
Okay. So I think it fits all of the criteria. Somebody that's not on screen very long, whose stage presence is commanding in the scene. That being said, mine's a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek one, just because of how goofy the scene is. But it's gonna be Anthony Clark, who plays Paul the barber. Uh, he's just it's great when he comes on screen and he's just like, "What? No scissors? Why not?" And he goes into the elevator a little bit later after Sean Connery's making his escape, and he's super scared. He's like, "I don't care about what you just did. I didn't see any of that. I just have to know. Do you like your haircut?" It's like, yep, he wins. He wins the McLovin specifically for those scenes. It's so great. He does a great job. He puts a little bit of humor, and then otherwise there is some humor here and there, but it's mostly like serious stuff. This one is just like straight on humor, and it's great. It gives a little bit of levity to the situation right before the car chase scene too, which is really fun.
um, I had I told you before we started this, like I couldn't
Mhm.
pick one person. I had a list of like 7 people in here.
Mhm.
But I thought about Michael Biehn. I thought about
Mhm.
William Forsythe, who's also one of my favorite character actors of all time. If I had
Mhm.
a top 10, William Forsythe is definitely on that. Love the dude. And he's always steady in anything that he's in.
Mhm.
Thought about John Spencer's Womack, but I don't know, like him being a slimy bureaucrat kind of gets overshadowed because he was Leo McGarity in The West Wing, and he's the complete
Yeah.
opposite. Um, and then I also I kind of like David Morse, who's Ed Harris's second in command.
Mhm.
And then we've also
Yeah.
got I don't remember his name, but we've also got Tony Todd,
Yeah.
who also says the funny line like I don't like soft ass shit when Nicolas Cage asks him if he's listening to Rocket Man. Also very underrated quotable line.
Yes.
But I don't know. I'm inclined to give it to Michael Biehn just because just because like the guy in his career, he kind of knows his lane. He sticks to it. He doesn't try to go like, okay, I'm going to play, like this medical surgeon who's come up with this groundbreaking surgery, or I'm going to play this mentor to this troubled teen who's gifted in math, or like, hey, I'm good at playing fucking soldiers. I'm going to stick to playing a soldier. Plus, he's fucking Kyle Reese from the Terminator. So I'm going to give it to him. But I mean, this has a collection of.
It does. It has a really great collection of characters for sure.
And I don't think there's really a wrong answer to this category. It's Connery, Harris, Cage, and then a bunch of character actors that you've seen in 1,000 things before.
Yeah, we can give it to yours. I feel like feel like Anthony Clark can survive as an honorable mention for his contribution.
We'll see.
Couple of laughs here and there.
I would have put Anthony Clark in the next category, the Dean Winters Award for who's that guy, or the actor or actress that you've seen in hundreds of movies or TV shows, but you don't know their name. Anthony Clark's been in a bunch of stuff. Like I've told you beforehand, I remember him from a TV show called Yes, Dear.
Yeah.
Which ran on CBS for, I think, 5 years. The Rock. But I never really knew that guy's name. Until, like, oh yeah, Anthony Clark. Now I know who he is. Yeah. I think he's more of a contender for this award.
I agree. I think that we should give it to him. Mine was Danny Nucci, just because he's the guy that I've seen as like a secondary character in plenty of films, but he's never the guy that's in a lead role. He's in Titanic and Crimson Tide.
I don't know who he plays in Titanic. I've never seen it.
He's Leonardo DiCaprio's friend in that
his homie.
Yeah, his homie. Yeah. But I'm willing to give it to Anthony Clark for this category for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, this award was between Anthony Clark, which he's more known for like TV than movies, but it was between him and then Stuart Wilson, who plays the General Al Kramer, who was in a bunch of fucking movies in the 90s. Like he was the villain in Lethal Weapon 3. He was an enemy of the state. He was in No Escape, that really cool Ray Liotta movie where the people are on that island. The prisoners got to kill each other to get off the island. He's in this. That's like the epitome of this award to me, is like that guy that I would have never known his name if I wasn't like some IMDb nerd. Like, oh, I've seen that guy. What's his name? But I'm totally cool giving this award to Anthony Clark though, because he does shine in the scene that he's in. I mean, he's going up against 2 Oscar winners.
Yeah,
an Emmy award-winning actor. I think John Spencer won an Emmy for The West Wing. Needless to say, I know he's at least been nominated, so he's going up against some heavyweight actors, and he kind of holds his own.
Yeah.
Even though he's kind of playing, for lack of a better term, he's playing the effeminate hairdresser that was kind of a 90s cliche. Like if you were not in a barber shop, you were a stylist and you were a man, you had to play it effeminately.
Yeah.
But still though, I mean, he is funny in the brief time that he's in. So I'm going to give it to him.
Okay.
And also Stuart Wilson, he was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. All right, the most 1996 moment of the movie.
There's a bunch of them, but I think the fact that they're on the corded phones while they're video conferencing is very 90s.
That's a good one. I actually
Yeah.
had the Hummer being like a big fucking deal as a consumer automobile.
Oh yeah.
Because
Mhm.
that was like the height of that vehicle was like this the 93 to 97 era, because they got popular during Desert Storm, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger drove one. I believe he drove it to the premiere of, it was either True Lies or Last Action Hero. I think it was Last Action Hero, but then it became like a thing where like people wanted to buy one to drive them around.
Yeah.
And it was like a bit like a status symbol. Like, oh, I have a Hummer, so I've got to be rich.
Yeah.
Which I heard those things are gas guzzlers, so I wouldn't want one anyways. But
They definitely are. Especially in this current gas economy right now.
So yeah, that would be my nominee for what puts this in 1996.
I agree with that. Yeah.
The Indiana Jones, it belongs in the museum award for the prop you'd most want for your collection. I have a feeling that you're probably going to go with the same thing that I have, but I'm just curious, what did you have?
Oh, I don't know if we have the same thing or not. But this last time that I watched the movie, I was actually looking for something. And so I ultimately decided on the string of green balls that comes out of the missile, just because I could hang that on my wall, and people were like, "What is that?" That is the deadly weapon from The Rock.
I got a surprise for you. That's the exact same thing I had.
Oh, really?
The VX, like the string of VX gas marbles.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I want too. It wasn't even a contest when we decided to do this movie. Essentially, I have a template of all the categories, and I just copy it from my notes on my phone into the movie that we're doing. And it was literally the first thing I filled out before I even watched the movie. Like, I scrolled down, like, the prop that I want is the fucking VX gas marbles. Didn't even fucking bat an eye about it.
Yeah. I mean, they're the most visually, like, it has the most pop, it's got the color. And plus it comes from The Rock, and it's also a weapon. That's really cool. Having it like in a display at your house, and then somebody comes over like, what is that? Like, let me tell you.
Don't fucking touch it. Don't fucking touch it.
Don't move with it.
And then and on top of that, that he fucking shoves it in that one guy's mouth.
Yeah.
That's like the one scene that always sticks with me from this movie is when that guy fucking eats that marble and it just starts fucking pouring out of his mouth.
Yeah.
But both those guys though, Tony Todd, whatever that actor's name is, they got it at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that was without a doubt, the fucking one thing. That would be one of my favorite movie props to own, period.
Yeah.
And I think it would be more affordable than Indiana Jones's fedora and whip, or something from Star Wars or Jurassic Park's. Okay, I can afford the $800 for a fucking rack of the VX gas marbles. I can buy that, not go into fucking debt for 3 years.
Yeah. And they probably had a whole bunch of them made too, so.
Or if not, you could have a replica made. Probably cost you next to nothing. You probably go to fucking Joanne Fabrics, and they probably have those exact same marbles. You just have to craft them. But then that's where the fun comes into play. Hey, arts and crafts out. We're going to make a movie prop, gang.
Excuse me, where do you keep the VX gas marbles?
Excuse me, what? It's hey, don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about, Joanne.
Yeah. I need a weapon of mass destruction to hang on my wall right now.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, Joanne. You've seen The fucking Rock. You've watched it with your husband. Where are they at? But yeah, that's the one thing I want. The John Williams Award for Best Use of Music in the Movie. I'd say the score. Scores.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch this movie, you probably recognize bits from the score because Hans Zimmer, who done this, shout out Hans Zimmer, arguably top 5 movie composer of all time. He borrows from this in a later movie they done. A lot of this sounds very similar to what he uses in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, it does sound an awful lot like Pirates of the Caribbean music in some parts. Plus, I don't know about you, but if you can't get John Williams, the next best person would be Hans Zimmer, right? So I think that if this movie ticks that box, this is fresh off the heels of Hans Zimmer doing the score for The Lion King 2. 2 as in also. He did a great job on that. It's pretty much night and day between these two films too. So, but he uses a lot of bassy motifs, and I think that it lends itself really well to action films. And I think that Jerry Bruckheimer's like, yeah, I'm gonna need that guy again.
Yeah, he's Hans Zimmer is Jerry Bruckheimer's John Williams.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Yeah. It had a lot of great soundtrack moments too. You and I were talking before the podcast here, and I really like Sean Connery singing San Francisco.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, like honorable mention Sean Connery singing "If You're Going to San Francisco, be sure to wear flowers in your hair." That was a horrible Sean Connery. But yeah, I think the score in general is pretty solid, and it sounds like a Bruckheimer 90s action movie too.
It does.
Do you think this movie would have been if this movie were made today, would it be a better choice to hire Quentin Tarantino or Christopher Nolan to do it?
I think Christopher Nolan would be a better choice for this. Tarantino would be great, but I think the type of movie that it is, having a lot of very serious military and scientific moments. Nolan has a lot of those in some of his movies, even though the science is like pseudoscience. But he has a lot of that in his other films too. I think that he would do a really great job directing this movie. I think I would. Now he's doing more grandiose things now, like with Oppenheimer and the Odyssey. But I think that this kind of matches the same kind of style of like Interstellar, Inception, those sorts of movies.
Yeah, I think I might. I've been considering doing away with this category because it seems like Nolan's won about every time.
Well, I mean, Tarantino would probably do really well with this movie too, though. It is a cheesy 90s action flick, and Tarantino knows how to throw on the cheese. I think Nolan still wins.
Yeah.
But,
maybe we'll change it to I'll think of something else.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of directors that are not quite so polar opposites.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe it could be just like if another director directed this film, a modern directors, who would it be and why? I think that Nolan fits the bill on this one pretty seamlessly, though. I don't think I would pick anybody else.
Gore Verbinski.
Gore Verbinski, okay.
All right. Would this movie be better with a montage to the sounds of "You're the Best" by Joe Bean Esposito? I say I would have liked to have seen a montage of Nicolas Cage disarming the nuclear weapons.
Yeah, that would be good. Just have like that scene where him and Sean Connery are split up for just that, little bit of the movie, and just have "You're the Best" playing in the background while he's getting rid of the guidance chips.
Yeah, I think that would have. I think that would have worked. All right. Which supporting character deserves a spinoff? Now, I'm going to say I would have liked to have seen a pre-Alcatraz movie with General Hummel and his team, like in Desert Storm.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be really cool. It would be more of a drama, I think, just because of, it led Hummel to the Rock situation. I think that I'd like to see that though.
Yeah, because I mean, outside of that, I mean, the only other options are, you could get Michael, like Michael being like in his SEAL team in action. Maybe figure out what Tony Todd's character did before that. But yeah, I think Hummel would probably be the best bet.
I think so too. And if we're doing supporting characters, I think he's going to be the best bet. Now, if you did one with John Mason, now that's another story. But he's a leading character,
right? So yeah, I think he's the best choice
for sure.
The Rob Gordon top 5 would The Rock be in this particular actor, actress, director, whatever? Would it be in the top 5 list of whatever? So would this be in Michael Bay's top 5?
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I love Bad Boys, but I think this one is a little better than Bad Boys.
Yeah.
But I think those are the two by far.
I remember after Transformers, Michael Bay kind of fell off a little bit too. He was getting made fun of for Ninja Turtles for a while. So
he didn't even direct those, though. He just produced them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but I think that he kind of took a hit with those, and he wasn't like as popular with the audiences in any capacity. So I think like this was his, his run was the 90s and early 2000s.
I will say, did you ever see Ambulance with Jake Gyllenhaal?
No, I never saw that.
That movie's actually really good. He did that one. He directed that one. That one's really good. Definitely worth checking out. I want to say that was a post-pandemic, like 2000. I think it was 2021 when a lot of the streamers were getting theatrical run movies at the same time.
Yeah,
I remember watching that randomly on Peacock. Like, oh, the Ambulance is on here. Okay, I'm gonna watch this. It turned out it was really good.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out. That being said, though, I think The Rock easily makes it into his top 5.
Oh yeah, definitely. Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Oh man, it's harder for Nick Cage. My wife is not a fan of Nick Cage. She actively doesn't watch a movie because Nick Cage is in it. Don't know why. Something that we disagree on.
Hey, I've had friends. I literally had a buddy of mine would not watch anything with Leonardo DiCaprio simply because of Titanic.
That's weird.
And to this day, I don't know if he's watched much with Leonardo DiCaprio because of Titanic. I'm like, dude, like, get over it, man.
I don't let a particular actor prevent me from enjoying a movie if the movie's going to be good, unless I really, really don't like that actor. I have to really not like the actor. Like, I am on the fence about seeing the new Masters of the Universe with Jared Leto being in it, but at least he's only a voice, so I'm probably going to go see it.
I have heard that actually Jared Leto's the best thing about the Masters of the Universe movie, and I've actually heard pretty good things about it.
Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna go check that out. Probably, I'm not gonna let that bother me. But I think that Nick Cage, in my opinion, is one of my. hesitate to say he's one of my favorite actors, but boy, do I like watching movies with him in it because I know it's going to be a fun ride. It's going to be pretty kooky and crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's the entire reason I went to go see Renfield was because Nick Cage was Dracula in it.
You're right.
I'm like, that's going to be great. So it's harder to do this for Nick Cage, for me. Maybe it's on the outside looking in, but I don't know if it cracks top 5 for me for Nick Cage.
Okay. This is tough. But I would say yes, because I say that this kicked off an era for him where he was, I think from 96 to probably 98, 99, I think Nicolas Cage held the action hero championship belt. I think he was like the guy for action movies for like a 3-year period. And I know probably Face Off is probably a little more iconic, but I think if you're going to gun to my head, I would choose The Rock over Face Off.
I like the Rock better as a movie over Face Off, but I think you're right. The Face Off is a little bit more popular. And I don't think that we get Nick Cage as an action hero without The Rock. You're right there. We wouldn't have, him being a superhero and kick ass, or him being a regular guy that steals the Declaration of Independence in National Treasure. But I don't know. There's just so much stuff that I like of his, and maybe I'm making my own judgment here. Maybe it is supposed to be in the top 5, and I'm just putting my own bias in front of it. So let's go ahead and put it in the top 5.
I guess it just really depends on what your definition of the top 5 would be. I would.
Right.
I basically look at it as like this category is essentially morphed numerous fucking times throughout the duration of this show. But I would essentially, like, if you were building like somebody's Hall of Fame resume, like, would this be on the plaque? And I would say, yeah, because I think it would be Leaving Las Vegas. It would be The Rock. I would say Face Off probably. See, like, it may not make a lot of people's top 5. For me personally, I would put Raising Arizona in the top 5. Fucking absolutely adore Raising Arizona. But I think The Rock cracks the top 5.
Yeah. See, I think that it does too. It probably doesn't crack my top 5, though. That's the thing. It's like, it's hard to judge for me because the movies that I like him in, I feel like are pretty decently liked movies, but yeah, it's got to be more agnostic, I think. So.
All right, so we're disagreeing on top 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. We can disagree from time to time. Doesn't mean we still can't be friends.
Right.
I had Sean Connery's top 5.
No. There's a lot more that can go in the top 5 for Sean Connery, I think.
Well, I mean, for me, I can't put, like, I can put James Bond as a character, but I can't put like 2 or 3 James Bond movies in there.
Right. Yeah. So like James Bond, pick your poison with James Bond. He's great as Henry Jones Sr. I liked him in oh man, he was great in the Man Who Would Be King.
He won an Oscar for The Untouchables. I think that one would have to be in there.
Yeah. Stare far clear away from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but yeah, he's done a lot of good ones. I don't know if The Rock cracks that.
Now, for me personally, and this could be the fact that I don't really remember a ton of Connery movies before 1980, but
Mhm.
I prefer his career from probably Highlander going forward versus
Mhm.
pre-Highlander. And I don't like. I mean, Highlander's a fun movie, but I'm just using it as like
Yeah.
a reference point because he does
Yeah.
Highlander, he does The Untouchables, he does The Hunt for Red October, he does
Mhm.
The Rock, Trapment, all that stuff. But
Yeah.
man, we'll just make his top 5. I would say if you're doing post James Bond, it would be. I'm gonna say probably. I think it could. I think it could make it,
It
especially
might. Yeah.
like anyone in our age demographic. I think it definitely does, but I think it depends on who you ask. Because if you're asking somebody probably 10 years older than me, I would
Mhm.
say no.
Yeah, it probably does. You're right. 'Cause the Avengers remake / movie thing was bad. I didn't like it. First
Oh
Night
no, I
was
didn't
meh.
either.
Uh, Just Cause was pretty good. Um, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, where he was King Richard, doesn't make it. Hunt for Red October does. So yeah, he very well could be The Rock as well. I agree.
So we're putting it in.
We're putting it in.
Okay. Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer Productions. Now, before you decide, which I think
Mhm.
I already know the answer, I will read off the list of movies that they are responsible for producing.
Okay.
Flashdance,
Mhm.
Thief of Hearts, which I've never heard of, Beverly Hills Cop,
Mhm.
Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Days of Thunder, The Ref, Bad Boys, Crimson Tide, Dangerous Minds, and The Rock. That is from 84 or 83 to 95, so 12 years.
I think The Rock makes it still.
I think so too. Because I mean, honestly, I think it's Beverly Hills Cop and
Mhm.
Top Gun, without a doubt.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
I think yeah, The Rock, and then
Mhm.
Bad Boys, and I think there's a kind of a battle for the 5th spot. I think it's between Flashdance,
Mhm.
Crimson Tide, and Dangerous Minds. I would put Crimson Tide in for sure if you're just asking me, because I fucking love Crimson
Yeah.
Tide. Another
Crimson Tide's
episode
great.
another movie that we've done on this show.
Yeah.
Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. But yeah, I think The Rock definitely gets in for that.
Yep.
And then the last one I have is Alcatraz in movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I know Alcatraz has been in a lot of movies, but yeah.
Yeah, I think for
Yeah.
me, Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood, definitely. The Rock.
Mhm.
Shout out So I Married an Axe Murderer. The whole Phil Hartman scene where they're taking the tour of Alcatraz. Definitely that one gets into. I'm probably missing some
Okay.
more, but those would be the 3 off the top of my head for sure.
Yeah.
That's why my friends call me Vicky.
Yeah, got the Birdman of Alcatraz. Yeah. Was it an X-Men The Last Stand?
I thought they did. Was it The Last Stand or was it First Class?
I think it was in The Last Stand. It's showing up on a list here. Was it in Book of Eli as well? I don't remember that either. Anyways, yeah, The Rock makes it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we don't have to rattle down the list. But yeah, The Rock definitely.
Yeah.
Final category, Brotato score. What do you give this out of 5?
So I'm giving this. I'm rating it kind of high, and I know that this is kind of high given the other movies that we've done. But I think it is peak 90s action. At least until The Matrix. So I'm giving it a I'm giving it a 0.2, 4.8 out of 5.
Oh, you went. You got all mathematical. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 because I only do in 0.5s.
Oh, you only do in 0.5s. Okay. I wanted to give it more than 4.5 because I like it more than 4.5, but I didn't want to give it a perfect 5.
Right. I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5. It definitely solid.
Okay.
Solid score for this. Like I said at the beginning of the show, one of the top action movies of the 1990s for sure. Great hangover movie. Terrific Nicolas Cage. Like, this is him settling into his zone for like the next few years, just action movies. I think, what does he do? He did The Rock, he did The Rock, Face Off, and Con Air like back to back to back, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's like a fucking murderer's row of like action movies. I don't think I'd call Snake Eyes an action movie. It has elements of action in it, but it's a weird De Palma movie. Actually solid, but yeah, I definitely a 4 out of 5. I think this is one of the best action movies of the 90s for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So
100% agreed.
You're getting it a 4.8. You're going a little different. 4.5. Needless to say, both of our scores reflect this is an awesome movie. Need to head over to HBO Max. Check it out right now.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week. Hope you guys and gals enjoyed the episode. And if you did, please take a moment of your time. It only takes a minute. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. That way it helps us out in those search results when people are looking for mediocre movie podcasts that discuss Nicolas Cage action movies on the week of June 22nd. Something like that. But anyways, it does help us out in those search results. And it also lets us know what we're doing right here on the show so we can keep up the good work if you guys think it's good work. Show description. You can follow us on all your social media sites, the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter, or the X or whatever it's called now. Blue Sky, fucking Threads, TikTok, whatever your social media platform of choice is, we are on there, and the link is in the show description below. So, without further ado, that's going to wrap it up. So, until next time, I'll save it for next week, because I still got a week's worth of baseball games left. So, until next time, we will talk at you guys and gals later.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.